Hello and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup for what's new and going on in the modelling world. How are we doing this morning, gentlemen? We all good?
Yes, not bad. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Been
Fine,
getting
thank
on lots this week going on. Good.
Yeah.
Very nice. So how's it over in PM Towers? Busy week?
Yeah, steady. Just steady. We're steady. We're getting stuff in, as you can see behind me.
Yes, very
Had
nice indeed.
a few restock. Bit slow on new releases at the minute. Which is, I suppose, how it is. It's March, isn't it? Normally, a bit quieter. Coming up to the spring and summer and stuff. So, but we've had some restocks. Academy, as you can see behind me, and some Airfix as well. We've had the new Airfix Tempesting.
Very nice indeed.
So that's now in.
Very nice.
Seems a nice little kit for the money. So that's one of them, and also on the other restocks, I had to put them down here because I couldn't fit them behind me. We've obviously got the Harrier back in, and the Swordfish get right way up. Very good.
Very nice.
So they're back in on the Airfix stuff, and then Academy wise, got quite a bit. So I'll move out of the way. So obviously you've reviewed these.
Yes.
I've sent you them down. So B52 obviously and the B1, and they're back in, and the Avenger, which we've been waxing lyrical about accurate miniatures from back in the day, which is their molds, which is an absolute fantastic kit.
Yes, beautiful kit. Very, very nice. It's
Well,
nice that Academy have kept that one going because it is a real gem of a kit, that one.
I mean, they do the others like the Dauntless and I think the Vindicators, and they've got all the molds, haven't they? But that one's literally got full interior. I think Andy's got an original, haven't you? Have you got the original?
Yeah, still got the original behind.
So there's the original boxing, and this is the new one. Sorry.
Well, there's the original boxing. There we go.
Yeah.
From back in the day.
It's a bit smaller than yours.
Yeah, it is. How have they got that?
Everything's still in it. But these come with full interior, don't they? Like an absolutely comprehensive.
Yes. Yeah, it is a crown box.
A crown box.
So,
spilling out.
Yeah, it is a really nice kit, isn't it?
Need a mask set.
Yeah, you definitely need a mask set for that.
But yeah,
it's one of those ones.
Sorry.
It's one of those ones that you need to just have a bit of a read up about before you're building it, because the bubble canopy can be a bit of a.
You know about the turret?
Yeah,
turret at the back. Yeah,
it can be a pain to get in, but sort of if you read about it and get a bit of knowledge, it'll go together. Yeah, really nice.
But
again, sorry,
I think we've said before, if you're into your sort of your World War II US Navy type dive bombers and stuff, the Dauntless, like I said, the Devastator, they covered them all, and they are really good, solid kits for their age as well. So nice to see that they're still around and not, not available anymore. And the other thing we've had back in as well, there are a few other bits and bobs as well, but
Apache,
the British one,
yes,
the Afghanistan version. But again, I was really surprised because we looked at this. Was it last year or year before? I can't remember. A few years ago, because I actually looked in the box. That's cracking. That's a really nice kit.
And I hate to drag other things in, but DCS is just about to release their Apache module as well, which is maybe out tomorrow at the time of filming this. So I can imagine lots of us people who do DCS and model make will be wanting Apaches, and that is a cracking kit. It's only 72nd scale. It'd be lovely if we had an up-to-date 48 scale one.
Yeah.
But that's probably the best one out of the 72nd scale family.
Yeah.
Beautiful kit.
It's a really, really nice kit when you look in the box. It's typical Academy, new Academy, isn't it? They're just nice. So restocks of that. Oh, what else we had in? Just usual tools and usual sundries really we've got in. So ticking over nicely. We are, can't complain. We did actually, as you can see on the screen, have the Tacum stuck.
Short-lived.
Yeah.
It weren't in for very long.
It wasn't in at all.
Source some more of those.
Yes. But great little kit. But as I say, they literally flew out straight away. So we are making efforts to find some more.
Yes. Yeah, literally. Yeah. We were just on about Tacum before we came on, weren't we?
Yeah.
The Blitz kits range are, it seems to, they bring them out and then they go really quiet on some of the releases. It's not constant.
No.
So, yeah, hopefully we'll get some more of those in. We've actually put what we were talking about last week, the film monsters, if you want to call it.
Yes, I did edit in the photos, which were actually these photos, because I got them from Andy, and so they were in there. But as you say, you can see down here at the bottom how they go together as well. So, as I say, they're like a vinyl kit, isn't it? It's a soft vinyl.
Yeah.
So anyway, you just whack them together like that. They're not overly complicated or anything else. So, but the detail on them, as you can see, is absolutely fantastic. So that's very nice. So we've got the different ones we were doing. Obviously, we've got Kong from Skull, the drink.
Skull.
Skull
Island.
Skull Island.
Skull Island.
And the Cyclops.
Yeah.
As well, which is really very nice. And again, you've got the breakdown. So again, if you're into your figure painting and stuff like that, really nice kit to go together. Again, not cheap, but these are over a foot tall. Yeah. So they're 30 odd centimeters each one, so they're big. So very nice.
Nicely moulded, aren't they?
They are beautifully done, yeah. Considering it's a soft vinyl as well, the detail is very, very sharp for them. But as you can see, very, very nice.
Come along, they had the old vinyl kits, because they were quite big at one point, weren't they?
It was the big thing, especially for figures, wasn't it? To do it in soft vinyl.
I think for the bigger figures as well, isn't it? Like I said, I've got that Horizon used to do. I've got the Joker. They did quite a few figures back in the day, big like this scale, I think. So nice to see a return on obviously the quite famous creatures from films from a bygone age.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, very nice with all of those ones. And then as we were saying before, various bits and pieces obviously in the new arrivals been popping in and out. So we said we got that Tamiya, the KB2s back in as well, and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So yes, some good stuff down below in there. So that's all very nice.
If you just go down the bottom a minute. There was sorry, just go up again. I'm sure I put something back in stock the other day that was out of stock. I can't remember what it was. That's good, isn't it? Do your research?
Yes.
No, it's gone. It's gone wherever it was. Anyway.
What the Cranoplans, was it?
No. No, it's something else. Doesn't matter.
Very nice. But yes, good stuff down in there. And then obviously bits and pieces popping in all the time. With
if you just go into special offers, just to say we've got some dragon in that we've discounted and selling off.
Yes.
And we're going to get some more of the Hurricanes in. Just putting that order in, and if it's still in stock, we'll get some more of the Starfighters in as well. And there's the Hurricane in all its glory.
There is a
nice.
Really is nice.
4 members on the forum have contacted us wanting some more. We'd had some on the forum gone out to them already, but some more are coming in from members on the forum, and we'll have some more in stock as well.
Yeah.
Again, don't be put off by the price, because I think that could possibly be our bargain of the year, because there's a lot of plastic and it fits and goes together very nicely. And as I say, there's a couple of guys building them on the forum now as well. So
you've started a movement.
We've started a movement now. Hurricane year, definitely.
Yeah, big.
So
big hurricane.
Big hurricanes, 24 scale hurricanes to go along with your Airfix 24 scale Spitfire when that turns up.
Yeah.
So very nice. I must admit, it's a beautiful, beautiful kit. As you say, working on 2 at the moment, you couldn't get more different. A brand new released Revell kit and a almost 20-year-old trumpeter kit that goes together, an absolute dream build all the way through. Really nice plastic, and it just is great to work with, and one that's been an absolute nightmare. So the night and day series of this one.
To be fair though, sorry, our phone's not on silent. The Hornet's looking good now. You've definitely bashed it into shape.
It is. It's done now. As I say before, the great thing about this one is that now we are, as you can see in the painting stage, we're just finishing off a few bits of this after the show, and then everything else is done. So, as I say, I've just got to build the gear, but the rest of the model is built. It just needs putting onto it, because it's so big, and obviously I'm doing it with flaps and slats deployed and all the rest of it. They're going to get knocked off, so they will literally get painted all separate or weathered separately, and then final stage you'll be just putting it all together. So that's the plan with it. So yeah, no, it is technically, it's all done and painted and ready to go. So it's just ready for the weather. We're going to get the decals onto it tomorrow, and could push through with that one. So yes.
As we talked about in a previous show, is where do you display them? Where are you going to actually display that?
Well, I've done mine, so it's got working wing fold.
Of course you did, yeah.
So hopefully what will happen is this will fit in my display case if it's folded up. Again, as long as it hasn't got anything hanging off of it too big, it will fit in there. So I've done it with working wing fold, which is only a simple fix. So hopefully it can be displayed obviously normal, or when it's away it will just be folded up and go in the display case. So just about fit. That's the great thing with naval aircraft, they fold up. They fit in cases. As I say, unfortunately, if it's an Air Force jet, you know, like we're planning on doing some of the big ones later in the year, Christ, no, I have no idea where they will go. You know, that's going to have to hang on the wall.
You're out of wall space, though.
I am now. That's the trouble. Well, you know, I've had a word with the other half about moving through, but apparently that's a no. So
you have to start hanging them down into the other bit.
In the other unit as well. I thought about putting them down the unit and go in the unit as well. So
like the bedrooms.
Yeah, well, this is it. I can have on the ceilings. I can have... No, that won't float.
Clear
spare room, done. Just wall of kits.
clear all the shoes out and have the...
Yeah, the shoe room. Yeah, that's it. I'm sure she'll love that. Definitely. Right, okay. So we have a look over at some of the offers that we've got up at the moment for the things. So we've got the Zero.
Yep.
Which is the pre-order on this one. 000.
As opposed to the Tora.
Yeah. So, yes, very nice as well. So this is the twin pack, we do believe, is it?
Yeah, it's twin.
Should come in threes, shouldn't it?
Yes.
000.
A trio pack.
A trio pack, yeah. It could be a trio 0.
Yeah.
When you actually look at it, it does say 000, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, 000, yes. So yeah, you think it would have 3 in there. Technically, we'll demand an extra kit out of them because it says it on the box.
What do you think the Japanese bit says? 000?
What, this bit?
Yeah.
I don't know. No, it's not. I don't think it is.
No, not the same font, is it?
No, don't know. My Japanese is a bit rusty.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Very rusty, but yes. So anyway, really nice kit. It is a beautiful kit, 48 scale. Obviously it got released just before Christmas, and we've seen some of these built up, go together very, very nicely. So both versions in that one. So very nice as well. So if you want to get your name down for that one, we got it up on pre-order at £48 for the Type 21.
Yep.
Very nice as well. I think the highlight for me has to be this though, because actually I know everyone really likes it, but I might have to get this as well.
Cool,
so, yeah, the Metropolis figure.
Yep.
And it is absolutely fantastic. It's amazing, isn't it? It's really, really nice. But I love the base as well. Does it actually come with the base? Because that's a full base as well.
Yeah, it comes with the base and the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Or throne, whatever way.
Seated position, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so very good. And as was pointed out by the guys, it's also wasn't it that Queen bought the rights to the film?
Of course,
Radio Gaga.
For Radio Gaga. So they bought the rights to this film to do it, yeah.
I was told yesterday.
So if you're thinking where have you seen that before, that's where it's from. It's in the music video from Radio Gaga, and Queen bought the rights of the film to be able to use it in the video. So yeah, classic, very much a classic. That's probably why a lot of people are thinking it looks like C-3PO, but I've seen it somewhere before. That's where you would have seen it. So beautiful. Anyway, £54 really on that one.
Yeah, it's a proper styrene kit, that, not vinyl.
Yeah.
By the way.
And it's 1/8 scale, so I don't know what that would be in centimetres at all. It's going to be near a foot, surely.
I think it's quite, it's not going to be small. Just a bit of research, that film was like from 1927. It's really quite ahead of its time if you actually did the research. And the poor actress that was stuck in that suit, doing a bit of Wikipedia, and as you do, I bet she was because it was just a picture of her, didn't Andy? Because you see, with like they've got like cooling hair, they're like hair dryers, but obviously to cool her down.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if she's wearing that gear for a long length of time, it's going to take it out on you. But I think she was only 18 when they filmed it. So, interesting to read up.
So technically, it's C-3PO's great aunt.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, so, yeah. You see where the inspiration came from.
Oh, definitely, yes. I think George Lucas did actually admit this, that he was a big fan of that film because it was the first ever sci-fi film, wasn't it? I think in the cinemas. And I think he took a bit of inspiration from that one.
But I think if you've got your extreme metals or
your buffables,
whichever ones you use, you can do a really good job on that. That would look really, really, really cool.
Definitely.
Didn't Molotov do a gold?
Yeah, is it Molotov do it or the other company? One of them do gold. I can't remember. I think it may be the other company do it, but they do what they call faded gold, or which would probably be more that than a strong gold.
Antique, they normally call it antique gold.
Yeah. But so that'd be a good shout for that. That would look fantastic in that as well. So but I thought really different, and again, great to see it. It's a bit of an icon, that it is.
Yes.
So definitely rush out and get one. And obviously we spoke about this one. Oh, look, I've got too excited. This is it. Everyone's on fire. There we go. Is the Gecko Models K2.
Yeah.
And the ambulance limited edition special boxing.
Yeah.
Did we work out what the special bit was?
I think it's the bits and that.
Is it the figure or?
It could be the figure. Yeah. I don't know. It's obviously a limited edition boxing of it. So it's like I said last week, it's just
cool bit of kit.
It is actually. I do like it. Yeah. There was one in when we went to Duxford, a proper one.
It was. It was front, wasn't it? When we went to Dax. Yeah.
When we went Dax over Duxford, there was one there. I think there's obviously one that does sort of that sort of scene or show scene.
Yeah.
And it is a bit of
I mean, we've got the Airfix one coming out later in the year, but I think that's going to be.
I don't think the Airfix one has that.
I think it's a lot more detailed, the Gecko.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, it's a bit slow really for pre-orders. We've done. Just a thing while I remember. Apparently, Armour Hobbies tomorrow. I've got a new release.
Have they? Could it be a 48 scale Hurricane?
No, it's not what you think. No. Because obviously we know about that. We're just waiting for it to come. This is actually a new kit.
Oh right, okay.
So
we're going to have a wager on what it could be. Do we think?
Well, talking to somebody this morning
on
the way to work, there's a bit of a hint of cherry blossom.
Okay.
To me, that's going to be a 0.
I was going to say it's going to be a 0. Yes, Japanese cherry blossoms. Yes.
What scale though?
72nd.
Yeah, 72nd makes sense.
So whose would that be?
Armour's.
Oh, their own.
Their own kit.
Yeah. Now I don't know if it is. Watch it. It'll be something completely different now, but.
It would make sense if they're covering that era, aren't they? Because let's face it, we've got the Hurricanes, we've got the Mustangs, we've got the Wildcats.
That's what I'm thinking. We're doing a combo with a Wildcat.
Yeah, with a Wildcat.
They have got because I know Airfix have done it, didn't they, with their Wildcat and Zero.
Yes.
Back, and obviously they've paired up a couple of Wildcat boxings, haven't they? And I think they've done something else as well. But that kind of makes sense. As in, they can get then something else out of the mould, but we'll see. It could be something completely different. I'm only, it's just speculation. So tomorrow night we will know, and we can. It's not a 0. It's a 109. So, I don't know.
That's it. They've gone safe. They've gone with a 109. Go with a G6. It's fine. So yes, very good. Right, should we pop over to questions?
Yes, let's do some questions.
We got some questions. Okay, Mark says, good morning, gents. He's got a couple of questions. First, do you have any updates on the releases of the following kits? The Special Hobby CH37 1/72nd scale re-release.
Oh, that's that thing. I want the Mojave helicopter. No. But I am actually looking forward to that because I've had 2 before and then sold them. And I don't know. It's a predecessor to a Jolly Green Giant, really.
That's right.
It's very 50s, isn't it? I suppose early 60s. It's got the big sponsons and it's just it's a lump. So no date on it, but we will be stocking it And if anybody wants one, obviously off the site, shoot a message over if you don't to get one on pre-order or whatever. If anybody's enough interest in it, we can pre-order it for you. Not a problem.
Yeah, but, we can do that. The other one is a Zucamori F4G, which is the Wild Weasel Phantom, 148 scale new tool. Well, we saw that at I can't remember which show it was in Japan as it's built and done. So I don't think it's that far off, but I don't think we've had an official release on that one, have we?
No. I know we're doing a Zucamori order sometime. I don't know if it's coming this week. So I think that's going to have the Japanese
ones in it.
Phantoms in that you EJs, and John's had, and there's quite a few on the site. So
even if that one springs up fairly quickly, it's going to be for us towards the end of the year, isn't it?
Back end of the year, I'd have said, Again, I'll find out tomorrow when said person who imports and watches this, and he'll ring me up and go, we're going to get it in at such and such. So
we will do. Usual thing with us, remember, it's that thing. We only put the pre-order up when we've got some concrete info when it's coming along. I know last year and the year before went out the window because of COVID and everything else. But as soon as we know we can get it, then the pre-order will go up, because also we need to know a price, because we don't want to get stung and say, we can get it for 40 quid and it turns up and it's costing us 60. So, so that's the other thing as well. We need to make sure, one, we can get it. Secondly, at what price. As soon as we know that, then it will go up as a pre-order, and then just bear with us. As I say, Zucamori, Great Wall Hobby, stuff like that, it comes obviously out of the Far East, out of Japan and it can take a little bit of time to get here. So, but bear with us. It does always turn up. As I say, we've got those EJs coming in hopefully within this week or two. So
and the Great Wall is... Sorry, go on, Andy.
So the importer is very good at letting us know when the pre-orders are coming in and going and whatever.
I mean, he can't taking like weather and shipping delays and all that lot, obviously. But pretty good. I mean, we did a Great Wall order yesterday, which is due in July for another restock. So
nice. Nice. We will get the pre-order. It will obviously appear on the other page, and you can put your name down from it just as soon as we got details of it and the price, obviously. So yes. Paul says he's been watching my F18 and Hurricane builds, which are great. I've seen me using 2 scribing tools, one push, one pull. What make and model are they? They are where's my other one? From UMM in the USA. If I can find my camera, I will adjust it to it, which are these. So they're just like a normal scriber, if you like, on one end. But again, you can push and pull, because if I go full screen a second, chaps, the end of it is like a chisel end. So you can actually push with it or pull with it, which is quite nice. And on the other end as well, you've got a blade, and then I like to use it as a push as well. So when you see me rescribing and going like this way, that's all we're doing. We're pushing this side of it. But also you can do round, as you're saying, with wings, and I use it for doing all types of things. But they come in 3 flavours. I like the long handle one purely because it gives me a little bit more grip. So it's UMM USA, and then it's SCR 03. And then we've got the flat 02, which is a very similar one. There we go, get it without blinding the camera. And again, they're chiseled end. They both go both directions. And then you've got the more classic hook type one as well. And again, they've all got these blades in here. They're not lethally sharp. Don't think you're going to be cutting yourself whilst holding them, because they're not that sharp. But and it's personal choice. Some people prefer the hook, some people prefer the straight, and then obviously we've got the sort of the more in between.
Yeah, I prefer the 01 personally, but.
Again, I used to use the 01 all the time. That was my sort of first one I used. And then I tended to go through, I preferred the 2. For some reason, it just works better for you. But don't forget, when you're scribing, and I've done videos all about this, it depends on your angle. So again, if you look at the differences of these, you can see they're at different angles as well. So, it's that thing about what's comfortable in your hand and how you use it. So technically, you've got a finger thing at the top, and you can just drag down. This one doesn't have it. It's more flat. So, and again, this has got a bit of one. It just, scribing, I always say it's one of those things where it's probably worth having a go with a few to find the one that works for you, because sometimes it can be just that thing about, you don't have that quite control because maybe you don't handle it right, or you got it at the wrong angle, but you change over scribers and it naturally feels comfortable and works at that style. Because as I say, I started off with the 1, preferred the 2, and now I always use the 3 all the time for pretty much everything.
I think when you first look at them, you think, oh, it's just a flat piece of steel and sharpened on the edges, but that helps it because it helps you keep it square in your hand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you use like round ones and things, they twist round and you get different angles and things, but you hold them nicely in your hand because of the shape of them.
A bit like a lot of Japanese tools and that is that they don't have fancy handles, do they? I don't know if you've noticed this, but a lot of their stuff has a very simple like wood handle.
Yeah.
Not gimmicky. It doesn't have grooves and stuff in it. It's just that because it's all about the tool. And it's about how you have control over it. And as I say, over in the West, they like to put fancy handles on things and grips and all these anti-slip coatings and stuff. And sometimes, if you look at a lot of the Japanese stuff, they don't have any of that because it's more about getting hold of the business end, if you like, and dealing with it. And that's a classic example of it works well.
Not saying they're from Japan because they're from America, aren't they?
Well, they're from America, yeah. But as I say, it's that Japanese tooling style, isn't it? So.
I think the Japanese though have got it like the tool is an extension of your hand, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
And I think they are as well. That's why they are comfortable, like I say, because they're flat. You're just an extension of your sort of fingers in a way, if you know what I mean. How you hold it and how you can control it easy. I think when they've got chunky handles on, I think that's when they get uncomfortable to actually use and control.
Yeah.
Because when you're scribing, you want maximum control to keep it where you want it to go. So.
Yes.
I've never ever got on with like the Tamiya scribers, that sort of style at all.
No.
I don't like scribing anyway, but
they are from Japan, which is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're a thing because is it off
Olaf, isn't it?
Olaf.
I call them Olaf, but it's off.
Olaf, whatever.
I call them Olaf.
I actually didn't realise they were Japanese.
Yeah, because I use all their blades. To be honest, that's what I put in my disposable one. These are Olaf blades in here because they stay sharp, really good.
Yeah.
So, but
haven't you got the Olaf Tamiya scriber?
I've got the old one as well because now they've changed it. It's not that one anymore, is it? They have a different version of it. But I've got the original P cutter, which was technically it's the Olaf one, and then Tamiya stuck their label on it.
The P cutter, yeah. I've got one. I've got both, I think. But I mean the old Olaf one, as you call it, it's got quite a thick blade. I think if you're prescribing Matchbox kits, it's about the right width, I think.
Do you know what? I was thinking about this the other week. We were doing the thing about scribing. I deliberately didn't get it out to show it because it's actually probably more of a 70s tool and 80s because scribing then was that big. But now with modern kits, you couldn't use it unless you're very light because, again, it makes a gouge right the way through, which, as you say, it's great on old kits, but for modern kits, it's probably not the way to go. Not when you're dealing with blades that are a lot thinner. Obviously, Tamiya now, they've sort of superseded that one as well because they do a range of their own scribing ones, which we've done, which are tungsten ones, which are incredibly expensive. But, and they do tiny little lines. But, the old Olaf cutter, which is... Hey, how good? Yeah. Here it is, which is this one.
I don't know.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the...
Which, to be honest, I'd had this about 15 years before I realised it's got a spare blade in it. Because I didn't know it had one inside it, because I've never opened it up. But it's a bit over the top. And the trouble is you can't get into corners with it. So, but, as you say.
If you are after a cheap scriber... which we do sell in the store. The Trumpeter
is great.
Really nice little scribers for the price of them.
And it's thin. It's got a really fine blade on it, and you can get it right in the corner. Yeah. I'll tell you what a P cutter is really good for people who are going to be taking part in our Greebly scratch building thing. It's great for plasticard. Because what you can do is you put your thing down, instead of using a knife, just use an Olaf cutter, P cutter, scribe it, and you can just snap it.
Yeah.
And that's what I tend to do, because I don't bother with a knife, because it tends to bugger off. But so you put it down, cut it, snap it, and it's great for doing details and things like that on the rough. So, it's a good bit of kit for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, okay, so Matthew says, hi gents, couple of questions. Any news on the Hobby 2000 GR79 kit?
Yes, there is. I spoke to Gary this morning, and there's been a delay because obviously it's a Hasegawa kit.
Yes.
And they're just waiting for a slot to have them produced.
Right.
So it was open obviously last year, but there obviously been a delay. So that's what it is. It's still happening. It's just going to be obviously later than was planned, but yeah, hopefully sooner rather than later. So just waiting for a production slot, which is understandable really for what's kind of happened last year and year before. You know, everything slipped really, didn't it, for production and stuff. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, so watch this space, in other words. Andy, I seem to remember that you did an Airfix Warhawk. Can't find it anywhere, but you did the camo version. And what colours did you use?
I just flick over to my different cam. I didn't do a build on it, to be honest with you, because it was just a bit of a mojo build at the time. As it goes. Did the camo scheme, that is it. And I started off MRP on the bottom, but we decided that the Azure Blue was well out. Well, Phil mentioned that the Azure Blue was well out.
Only because it looked horrendous.
It did. So I ended up using Taka lacquer for it all. Came out quite nice. Nice.
I'd like the stone finish.
Yeah.
I think it looks really nice, actually. As I say, it spits Warhawks and Hurricanes in that scheme.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
They look really, really nice.
Do you know what? You can't imagine that in any other scheme to me.
No.
Especially a P40, even over a Hurricane. I like a Hurricane in, obviously, desert camo, but I think a P40 is just iconic, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Kind of like looks weird when it's not in that. I know the olive, you know, like the olive drab ones, because they really wore and you can weather them and stuff. But I still think that with a shark's mouth on it is.
Yeah, to me, like, I'm not being funny. As a 70s child, that's very iconic. You know, as I say, it was, that was everywhere. That's Airfix, Matchbox, all the rest of them had those, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a very weird, isn't it? There's all blue. It's a
funny colour to deal with. Let's face it.
Yeah, purpley blue, but it is. I do like the that camo scheme.
Yes. No, it's very nice indeed. And obviously, if you want the other version, hold on, wait for it. Hold on. There you go. Look.
Does it still work?
Yeah, no, to be honest, it's upstairs. It lost its tail wheel. If you remember when we did the Milton Keynes show in that gale, it got blown off and I lost the tail wheel. But the rest of it is absolutely still fine and everything. Matt painted the figure on that one. That's his handiwork. He did me pilot.
God, yeah.
Yeah, we walked out to Milton Keynes.
Do a bit of a better job now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Walked out to Milton Keynes, didn't we? And it was all of a sudden hail force wind.
Hurricane.
Like setting up in a tornado.
Nathan
I wasn't the only casualty. Yeah, I was going to say the tornado sig lost a lot.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it still works. To be honest, I fired it up the other day because it lives in the spare room, and I walked past it, pressed it, not expecting it to, and it fired up. So I was like, oh, okay, still going.
Cool.
But yes, something a bit different. Does look good. So yes, where are we? And yeah, that was it. So, and George says, hi guys, hope you're having a good day. He goes, notice that the Great War Hobbies P40, talking of P40s, seems to be in stock in places in Europe. I'm wondering if you guys heard anything about when it'll reach our shores. Thanks.
Yeah, later on in the year, like I said, the order's just gone in. Our distributor only does, I think, 2 orders or 3 orders a year. So obviously we had the order that came in before when it was just released, I think, or just after it was released, we had an order in and we just put an order in, so they will be in next. So we're talking summerish, I would say.
Yes.
It's on its way in. We've got the pre-order and everything else. So they'll be in. Be nice to see that.
It will be. It does look really nice, I must admit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. And in other news, play the movie. Matt's next video of the grad and using it for weathering is going to be up, isn't it?
It's basically just an oil weathering pin wash tutorial, just a little short. So yeah, it's footage from last year that I shot, and that was when I was kind of learning, as I still am, how to do it. So Andy's just took some bits that's usable out of all my footage to.
That wasn't my zoom. That was Matt's zoom on the camera.
Was that my zoom?
It's not the artistic zoom. I did think it was a bit quick for the normal Andy panning shots of zooming in.
Didn't you slow it down with all your editing mastery?
So yes, so this video is up now. I'll link it down below on today's show notes and all the bits and pieces as well. So if you want to go off and you can see this one, it's doing nice. Is it near completion?
That's complete. It's been done ages. Yeah, right. It's been done end of last year. It was. As I said,
I haven't seen any finished reveal photos of it.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah, well, you can see it there. Look.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, no, it does need to. I'm the Sherman, to be honest. I need to do the Sherman. I am. I'm going to set the camera thing up and I'll take some photos. Actually, now I've got a bit of time. I'll
because Matt was learning to do the videos. I want enough footage of this one to do a full.
I completely missed the chassis.
Yeah, it built all the chassis together before we started doing the video. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't quite. Okay. You couldn't get it to actually work as a video, could you? That was the problem. There was just no.
Didn't flow.
Didn't flow. No. So we got our heads together and just decided, like, well, if there's anything that can be used for little bite size, like doing the wheels and doing this, it's kind of a filler in until something else is available, basically.
Fair enough. That's all
right.
But
if anybody can get anything out of it, then happy days, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the actual kit is a really nice kit, that trumpeter truck. So yeah, it's pretty good. So
very nice.
You can see the wheels and tyres that were on the tutorial from last time.
Yep. Cool.
Very nice. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Look, I've given it a like. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
I'm already subscribed, so I can't do it again.
No. Just unsubscribe and subscribe again.
Yes, that's it. Does that count on the stats? So yes, that's down in there as well. So obviously you can go off and see that one. Said before, I'll link it down in the show notes here, unless you're a Flory member, and it'll be below here. Anyway, right the way through.
Just before we go off, I think you two both agree with this. The power of a pin wash in modelling is whichever wash you put on, your wash, an oil wash, an wash.
It just makes it pop.
It just makes it all come alive to me. It's got to be my favourite part of.
And funny enough, you talk about it works really, really well on vehicles and armour and stuff as well, purely because they're what I call lumpy. Yeah, you've got bolts and various things, and it clings to it well. This goes the other way as well, because if you'd seen the video on the Spitfire I did, it's the same technique. I just go along panel lines doing it, and I will do it to the Hornet as well to give you that nice mottled effect. Because again, what it does, it leaches very naturally out as well.
Yeah.
Which is really nice, because sometimes it's quite thin, other times it's quite wide, and it gives you a really natural look to it. Like if you look at, you can see it on there, the bed just down before the rotation bit as well. You can see where some of them it's bigger than others, as it naturally would be. And again, it just naturally does it on its own. That's the nice thing to it. Yeah,
it just naturally stains, and I think that's the thing with oil paint, and it's so easy to clean up. I'm not obviously criticising people who do it. But when they just brush it all over the model,
then wipe it all off again.
Because to me, then you've put a filter on that changes what you paint underneath, and it's all right if you put clear coats and stuff on, but it still stains.
Mm-hmm.
You never get it off, and I'm I think I like a precise pin wash where it's full control in the recesses, and then just obviously clean up after. That's just the way I like to do it. And then obviously the other parts of weathering, you're just building it up on top in layers like we've gone through before. But yeah, I don't know. I think oil paints, like I say, you've started to use them more than ever, haven't you, as well? Like I say, you can also thin them to what you want as well. Obviously these sort of the enamel ones are nice.
Yeah.
And they work.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously they're only one consistency really, where I think you can obviously vary oil paints to your liking if you want a bit thinner, a bit thicker, or I don't know. Yeah, you can do a lot with them. They're very versatile, aren't they?
I think the great thing about oils as well is that, and I think people worry about is, and you don't have to, is that it's totally reversible. It's not like you're putting down an enamel wash which can stick. And get a little bit iffy to try and get off. But the great thing is, like as Matt's doing here, and he's popping these all in, at any point, if you didn't like it, you can just add a little bit more just thinners and wipe it away.
Yeah.
Let it dry for half hour and just have another go at it. I think a lot of people are worried about using oils because they think that it's going to stain and ruin their model and all the rest of it. Again, as long as it's totally sealed underneath, you are pretty good. You might not get 100% of it back off, but you'll get enough not to really notice it. And I think that's what put me off for a long time, was that I was always worried about coming from a commercial background of doing this, time's money, and if it goes wrong, I'm stuffed. So I needed to play safe, hence the wash, Flooring Models wash. But it was that thing. Now I've got a greater understanding of it and feel for it. It is a really safe option to use. So if you're ever on the fence about using oils, about it, I wouldn't be too put off. As I say, it's quite a nice, easy, stress-free modelling part. It's not like anything you have to worry about.
Yeah.
So
I know we all started off using commercial oils, and Winsor and Newtons were the go-to ones for doing it. But now we've got the Abteilungs, which are more refined and the correct colours really for modelling. Yeah, so a bit of a game changer, isn't it? And
no, it is. It's one of those ones, and like you were saying, it just makes the details, especially on armour and vehicles, absolutely pop. But as you say, you can do it on aircraft as well. I do it all the time, and I will be doing it extensively on here because obviously it's a naval aircraft. They get covered in it, and you can just build up the layers and build and build and build, and you just keep going. Like I always said, with every layer you put on, gives depth, gives scale effect, works really, really well.
I think as well the common myth is as well, like you put like I've put that oil wash on there and then you've got to seal it before you can put anything on top. No, just as soon as it's dry, that is solid. You ain't going to reactivate
I've never sealed it. I tell you, that's the other thing I love about it. We said before is that you get that nice three-dimensional look with it as well. So when you turn it in the light, it catches the light, and naturally, if you're doing that type of work, they've always got that more shiny type of look to them. If you ever looked at rusty stuff, it's actually, considering it's always very reflective, isn't it? You get that sort of grime build up around it, and it looks just like it. Again, it's one of those. I think it's sometimes you'll look at a model and you think, oh, it must be really difficult to do. Actually, it's not. It's quite a straightforward, going along, and you're just being methodical, as say, of doing bolt heads and recesses and stuff like that. And then you can manipulate it and play with it afterwards. You can drag it, streak it as it's drying as well. But once it's on there, and that's why I don't like to overcoat at the end. I know a lot of people are like, and now I'm going to seal it with a flat coat right over it. So you've gone from what is a nice three-dimensional type model to being now a two-dimensional flat. Because when you look at it, you get those shiny areas, and the oils will stay shiny for absolute ever as well, even when they're fully dry. So
just give a sheen, don't they? It's texture, isn't it? Adding texture.
Yes, absolutely.
Going to throw this out because Matt don't know anything about this because it's only just come into my head. If on the Flooring Models forum on the show notes, if anybody has got any ideas of what Matt could do,
Jesus, what he can do, you'll get lots of comments now.
You'd like to see him do a build or tackle,
Yes.
Just put him down. Just give him some ideas.
I'm waiting to see him do his beetle.
What, the real one?
The
real one.
I am as well. That's why I'm waiting. I'm waiting for me to wave a magic wand and it just be usable.
It's done.
Hope Joe's going to build it for him. And
I was going to say he's going to take it round to Joe's and say going to turn up, and it would be like one of those shows, and they've got a thing over it. It'd be a big reveal. That's what he's hoping for.
Yeah, like Car SOS. That's what I'm hoping for. I'll get somebody tip up and go, you're invited to this place. Come with such and such. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. That's not going to happen, is it? Let's be honest. But now the weather's picking up, I might get back on it. It's just obviously we've been decorating.
Yes.
But that's for another day. I can tell you all about that tomorrow night.
Yes, we have that tomorrow night. Matt's decorating tips, like doing ceilings and glossing.
Jeez. Don't want to know about that. But yeah, cool. Right, are we done?
Right. We will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's an absolute pleasure as always. Remember, you get all your bits and pieces over on the actual PM store. Saying it comes, it goes all the time for the sundries and bits and pieces. But if you do need anything specific, shoot us over a message, and obviously we'll see what we can do for you and get back to you as soon as we can.
Yep.
Right. Cool. Very good then, guys. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.